I don't know if you can pin my post to the major camera, do a right mouse click and say pick pin to, I can't remember the terminology, there's a pin to main screen. If you're the host, you can pin this image to be the main display. Otherwise, we're just going to see your full image and it'll be harder to see. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but
I've got you on full screen there, Lee.
Okay, yep, there we go. I got to do it myself. So if you can see that, it's a 20 gauge wire, and you, okay, sorry, I'm still sort of getting my mind sense here. So get a regular piece of wire from the tip of your finger to the other tip of your finger, okay, and then fold it in half, okay, and then make a little loop on the one end, and then join the other end and just wrap it over itself like that. And then twist it with 2 screwdrivers clockwise. Pretend put one under your feet and the other one on the top of your feet, and twist it until the copper doesn't want to twist anymore. It starts to push back. You'll notice the screwdrivers will start to twist back, and you feel the resistance from the copper, and that's enough. That's enough twists. And then you make sure you bend it back the other way so it's the same direction. And what you'll see, the theory behind it is Walter Russell has a book called The Universal One. There's videos of it as well. I recommend watching them. And he talks about the universal one of the fields, well, the magnetic gravitational fields, but he calls it centripetal and centrifugal forces. And this is the fundamental structure for that, for the universe. So I don't know, some months ago I started making these sitting on the couch and listening to music, and I started to make these, and I made a couple for myself. And what I do is I put them on the palm of my hands or the soles of my feet, and I wear socks. And I go lie down and meditate, you know, for 15, 30 minutes. And then all of a sudden I notice my hands and feet go numb. And then I started noticing a lot of shifts going on. The energy starts shifting in my body. And what I ended up finding after a period of time, it started opening up my chakras and unblocking all my energy blockages in my body, and started shifting things around and started to self-heal. And it was quite amazing. You know, I was just all of a sudden, wow, there's that neck pain I had from a car accident, you know, 10 years ago. It started to shift it and get rid of it. And the more I've used these, I've found and researched them. If you look in Reiki, there's the Choki Ray symbol, and I'm not a Reiki expert, but I just saw the synergy there, and it's a power activation symbol, and a lot of Reiki masters draw that symbol on their hands and feet to activate the power energy switch built within us. So we have our own internal maggrav, if that's a way to have the right analogy to this, in that we need to wake our bodies up. They're being dormant with these capabilities and suppressed based on our belief systems and medical systems, and you know, we need to reconnect with that, like the ancient ones had enabled to this technology. And what I found by sharing these with everybody I share with and make them and send them to, I've sent them to everywhere around the world, the UK, Hong Kong, Australia, Canada. Everybody's had positive results. They're like, oh my God, what are these things? What are they doing to me? They're shifting things around, and all of a sudden they're feeling like all their pain is gone. It not only addresses your physical issues, you'll find it will start addressing your emotional issues and tapping into past traumas that you've had as a childhood. You'll start sort of accepting it and realize, oh gosh, that's what's happened. That's why I have this, and that's why I feel like this every time I'm in this place or think about this, and so forth. You'll find it'll help you awaken and raise your own vibration levels in a much easier form than actually building, you know, complex maggravs and getting all the plasma around. You're not saying that's not a great thing to do. That's great, but it's I found this is the quickest and easiest method to do. And I just gave a couple to a lady in the UK, a wonderful lady. I won't share her private details because I think everybody wants to keep personal. And she just sent me a Facebook message yesterday after 2 weeks of using them, and she said, I forgot to let you know, my whole left arm is paralyzed. I'm paralyzed in one side of my body. And yesterday I could move my fingers. So I was quite blown away.
That's a big deal, eh?
Yeah, it was. I was like, okay, so now we're getting into nerve repair, not just any sort of physical symptoms and emotional systems. That we're talking, deep nerve repair. So, I've got a group of community. I won't say their names as well, but in Edmonton. And the ladies, I don't know, I've sent her like 4 big, massive packages through the mail. I fill up these big, giant envelopes, and I've lost count of how many I've sent to her. And she's been giving it out to all the retired community, people with cancer, fibromyalgia. And I got a special message from her the other week. She's saying, look, Leith, we love these spirals and, of course, your pens, and we can't get enough of them. Please send more. And by the way, I forgot to tell you that I only have one leg, and it's healed all my pain. I don't have any pain anymore.
That's awesome.
So yeah, when you get messages like that, it kind of blows you away. So
what I like about these, Leith, is
yeah.
Have you got me on the screen there?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's why once you look at that, and if you make this movement with it, what you're creating there is a replica of our planet. There are 2 poles, top and bottom, and it's actually a replication of the way that our planet is and looks and behaves on a 2-dimensional scale.
So we get interference from somebody has to mute, I think.
Okay, that's probably me.
Is that JK? Oh, JK is back. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, just pointing out that one of the reasons why they might be so powerful, it contains those energies.
Yeah, I think it just creates an ideal plasma structure that's portable and easy to adapt and use. And if you look, a lot of the ancient technology and the rock markings and everything, you'll find they'll have that spiral structure everywhere. I kind of went nuts with it at one point. I just couldn't stop seeing them. They just kept presenting themselves. And I think it's key. Of course, we just want to create the plasma field structure in any way we can with whatever device, but this just seems to me an easy and quick way to do it for everybody. You just sit down for 5 minutes and try and make your spirals, like you say, and then you just nanocoat it and mummify it the best way you can and put it on your body, and we'll have it right next to you. And so that's sort of what I've been tasked to share with everybody today. And I recommend make them. And I custom caustic. Looks like we're getting interference again.
I've got something. I've got a recognize this? Can you see?
Yeah. Ooh.
How come I'm not showing
Looks like JK needs to mute.
It's a Lemurian headband. It's a Lemurian crystal copper headband.
Yeah.
So Daniel wearing that, and it's like that. Okay. And I had a headache when I was working too hard in front of the computer all day, all night, and I couldn't sleep because the headache was terrible. So Daniel gave me this. This is the CO2 bag. Yeah. So I put it on my head like that, on my third eye, and then I put this headband on like that, and it works wonders. It's magic. Immediately the headache's gone. The headache was gone, and I was able to have a good night's sleep, and I slept really well.
Yeah, definitely. That looks like a crystal on the center there, right? Is that like a quartz crystal on the center?
This is a silver coin.
Okay.
Pure solid silver that I bought.
Okay.
Okay, you could see is there's a lion head design that I chose.
Ah,
Yeah, it's a silver coin. It got a little bit tarnished because it's been for a long time with me. And there's a crystal, quartz
yeah,
crystal.
yeah.
It's
Awesome. Yeah, yeah,
upwards, and
yeah,
then this is copper.
yeah,
Yeah, and it's
yeah,
turned a little bit dark because it's been with me for a long time. And inside is just lined with leather. Okay, so you can
okay,
see there's a hole made here on the copper band for the
yeah,
crystal, for the silver coin to touch your forehead when you wear it against the third eye.
yeah,
So I use this for meditation. When I meditate, I'll just wear this, and there's always a tingling sensation on the third eye. It's like, I think it might be doing the job of dissolving the calcified layer that it's not allowing the third eye to open, something like
mm.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll find it'll open your energy field. As soon as I look at that bracelet, I feel my third eye activate. So there's a positive
Yeah.
vibe about it. So definitely, yeah, whatever works for you.
I've got a picture here. Can I do a screen share?
Yes, please. Go ahead. Yeah. Tim. Okay, you too, Tim.
You see that?
Oh, that's so nice.
I visited a pyramid, the pyramids here in Mexico the other day, and I came across this. This was they've replicated what the ancients used to do, and as you can see, that's got the spiral form. It's not so easy to see, but it's got the same spiral formation that Leith was just showing, and it's been laid out using crystals and gems. It's so you can see how ancient this little bit of info that Leith's bringing forward here is, and very real.
Yeah, I can attest to the spirals myself as well, and I see kind of the same as Leith does. I've seen Walter and Lau Russell different videos and read one of their books, and that's kind of how they've represented it. But yeah, I definitely can attest to the positive.
Great.
Yeah, thanks, Robert and Tom. That's awesome. Yeah, that Tom, when you sent me those pictures, my crown and third eye went off big time, and started to sense a lot of vibes from that place that you visited, and there's a lot of significant meaning there with the ancient ones that lived there, and they maintained a balance with nature and the environment around there, which is what we need to revisit and do ourselves with everything around us, to aim for that, strive for that balance, not only for us but for our kids and our future.
Yeah, I'd like to mention something. A couple of years, I don't know, a year or two ago, I was meditating, and I was trying to remote view the future, and I saw myself at a building that looked like an infinity loop. And imagine like an inverted donut, two inverted donuts, kind of, I guess is it a torus? I guess that's probably what it's called. I come up with this idea of creating this theme park, and I wanted to create a biodome type garden, and it's going to look like that inverted infinity loop. I can put a link out if you want to see what I was visualizing, but yeah, that kind of matches what you're saying here.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's sort of where we need to start focusing our thoughts on, and tapping into what our capabilities are, and make it happen, and think through those thoughts. So it's the way to go. I can sort of share with you what I've seen from a few weeks ago, when I spoke to my son about the homeless situation here in Canada. And there's a big tent city camped outside of the courthouse downtown Victoria here right now, with all the homeless there, and they're all camped out with their tarps and tents. And they're all evicted from all the parks and places to sleep because there's nowhere for them to be homed. And so I went down there with some paint pads and pens, and took a bottle of Gans and a big paper towel roll, and I walked into the big tent city. And then, at first I was sort of like, wow, what am I going to run into? Guys with needles and that. But I just didn't feel afraid and sort of went in there and started giving out the pain pads and the pens, and you should have seen everybody sort of come out of their tents and sort of come over like, who's this guy, giving out all this free stuff for health. And you should see their faces change and their emotions changed. And it was a wonderful feeling. And it seemed to me my intentions were we need to make sure that no man, woman or child is without food, water or shelter. And that's our goal to achieve. And once we achieve it, we'll see the flower of life. And that flower of life means we'll open up to other grid structures and other capabilities and other dimensions. And until we achieve that, we won't be given those secrets completely. We'll be allowed to.
Giving is key.
Yeah.
Got to start giving. That's
yeah.
Did you see people freak out? Were they waiting for the catch? Not used to it. People are not used to that just giving unconditionally.
No, they're just, especially someone you walk in, and you don't look sort of like a regular there, right? You're not somebody in that condition, and just to walk up and start giving them free medical devices and capabilities, it's sort of, I ended up getting a giant hug from a lady, and she wasn't sure how to interact. She was like, should I shake your hand? And I said, no, and we just gave a big giant hug for about 15, 20 seconds. And you just walk away with that different vibration level. You just walk away with that warm feeling of like, we're beyond all the regular day-to-day 3D world. We need to evolve to the next level.
Yeah. You've changed.
Yeah, I hear you talking about vibration too.
Yeah.
Go, Rob.
Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, I hear Leith talking about vibration too. It all comes down to starting to recognize those little subtleties, those little subtle vibrations and stuff. And then his device is all about balance. Look at it. It's perfectly balanced. And then he's going out and proving it and bringing more balance to his community. So he's taking that one step further and bringing that forth in his community and really being about what he has created. And I think that's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, me too. That's the way to go. It's just the giving is key also. It's essential as a balance. There's got to be an energy exchange of some sort so that it's not all just you giving. There's got to be a little energy exchange. A hug is where you got something back there, There's got to be a little energy exchange, but basically if you go out there and put the good foot forward and start giving, you're just going to find you're flooded in whatever you want very soon.
Right. Thank you for sharing, Leith, Tom. James, we saw you making some cubes, the new cubes. Would you like to show us and talk a little bit about your new cube?
Well, I can try to show you both of them. I just sealed it all up. Okay, wait. Well, so this is the gate key. And then obviously it doesn't look like much. I covered that up with copper, and then I've been putting gons on the copper, and then I coat it with hot glue. And this is what the gate key cord. It's just multiple layers of copper foil, different type of crystal powders between each layer. Some of this has like blue diamonds in it, or bismuth. Some of them have not just copper. It could be platinum foil or gold foil. So that they vary. And then I put an Indara crystal in some of them. Quartz. I have a version that has a bunch of quartz crystal skulls with lapis and some. There are other formulations. But yeah, some of them now you have a little RCA connector, and you can. And that wand that I showed you earlier has an RCA port, so you can plug it into your device as well. And yeah. So the website is www.neologicaltech.com. You can see some of the stuff going on there. And I also have a bunch of free meditations you can listen to. Well. Did you get that? What's that?
Could you put that in the chat?
Oh yeah, okay, I can do that. Sure. ahead and do that right now. Sorry.
Thanks.
I've
Yeah,
got
that's
here,
awesome.
a little what I call a.
He's did some awesome videos. Okay, so when you go to his website, you'll be able to find the videos. Sorry,
Did anybody click on Pantasia and have a chance to look at that?
Gonna check that out. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was working on that last night. That's part of the reason why I'm feeling kind of tired today.
What I've got there, I've made what I'm calling a little mojo, a little portable mojo, and it's that's got a GANS mixture. It's got jasper quartz inside there, and it's wrapped around in this shell. But I've just what I did is I mixed up into a paste with tile cement, mixed all the GANs in with the tile cement, set the crystal in the center, and apparently there's no way of telling if there's anything there that's doing anything, but I gave it to my mother to hold for a while, and my mother's got a lock finger, which unfortunately is that one, and you just can't. I posted some videos on that buried in my Facebook somewhere. There's videos of this, and she's got this finger that she just can't close, and held it for 2 minutes and then was doing this.
Oh wow!
It was a very nice way to see the tangibility of it, you know, because in theory, what is it? It's just a little shell with nothing in there, but it brought it into tangibility. Very nice.
Tom, what GANs did you put in? What GANs mix?
It's got the three, CH3, CO2, and CuO.
Okay. Gotcha.
I just thought it was a real cool way of kind of see, because it's quite often we're looking at these devices, and especially these little organic ones where, you know, you don't really, by looking at it, you don't know if anything's going on, right? But that to me was nice. It was tangibility. You can see. No?
It's a GANS paste. It's just GANS paste. You didn't dry it into powder? Or
No, it was actually, they were all very much in liquid form, because I used it I mixed it in with the tile cement to give it its right texture, you know. So it was liquid when I mixed it.
Oh.
And I've made other organic devices which if I dig deep I can find photos, but maybe for the next meeting. But I've made some pretty big organic devices that have got the shells in there. They've got that's the other thing that's in that, the ashes. It's got ashes in there. I'll tell you what actually I did. I crushed down jasper quartz. I crushed it into a powder, mixed that powder with ashes, and I was actually using ashes of ganja. So the ashes from sorry if this offends any non-smokers. In fact, I'm a non-smoker since I've been in Mexico, but mixed the ashes from the marijuana with GANs and with crushed quartz crystal, and to me there's going to be an energetic happening there that has been captured in the ashes of the marijuana. It's going to be a consciousness reflection, in my opinion. There's not really any way of proving that, but I'm playing with all that stuff, and we've had nice, some quite nice effects for sure. If I put plants next to what I call them mojos, that was my organic journeying object, I think is what I came up with. But if I put plants in the vicinity of these little mojos, the plants, I could put a dying plant quite close to them, and within a few days they're perking up. That kind of thing. It's nice. You can see, you can see that there's a power captured within them. So next meeting, I'll dig out some photos and show you what I did there.
Oh, that would be wonderful, Tom. Thank you so much for sharing that. Simple and easy to make for everyone. Right.
You're welcome.
Can I ask something, Tom?
Yeah.
Peter speaking. Tom, I've got a question because I would like to do some, like I've seen your shelves, yes? So I will take this ashes, even from the tree, yes? Let's face it, I can try with any. And then let's say go to another ones. But so you take in ashes, you take the GANs, our all three major GANs, and you just mix it together and just close it in the shells, yes, seashells. That's it.
You'd use what I use is something to bond it. Also, I used what I had basically. I used a little tile cement, which is, I'm presuming they're lime and calcium based. But I always try and go as much as is possible down the natural organic route. So try if you've got access to beeswax, any natural bonding agent will work. To me, the more natural, the better.
And then you close the enclosure of 2 seashells, yes, with some glue in them, or what type of?
I didn't. It just bonded itself, actually.
It just bonded it on its own. Okay, great. Thank you. I'll try it for sure because my granny is paralyzed, and I would love to put it into her hand.
If I made a bunch of videos when I was some of the bigger devices that I made. I made a bunch of videos, so I'll dig them out. I'll get my shovel and look in my Facebook.
I've added you on Facebook, so if you don't mind, it will be Polish Peter. It's Papa Indigo Oscar Tango Romeo. I'm here,
Great. Send me a personal message, and I'll link you up to those videos because I'm doing it. There's a full how-to of how it's not the how-to. It's just how I did it.
Great. Thank you for your time and appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Oh, looking forward to having your YouTube links. Thank you.
Cool. And if anyone wants to go and dig on my Facebook page, there's all kinds of stuff like that. But it's it's way down deep somewhere.
So that comes to a good point. If somebody's worried about the AI factor, make a natural maggraph system.
Exactly. That's what I keep telling people this, Rob. I mean, this without wanting to get too political, but some of the people who've been firing all this negative stuff about Keshe Foundation and what have you at the moment, like Suzanne Alexander, she's been following what I've been doing and has always loved what I'm doing. But she's been sending me messages like, do you realize what you're playing with this nano stuff, Tom? Do you realize that, you're opening doors for artificial intelligence? And I just keep pointing out to her and say, I'm sorry, but there is nothing artificial about ash. Ash is in a nano state.
Yeah.
Ashes are a perfectly natural way of looking at nano. And I just don't believe that you're opening up doorways for AI. I mean, all this is reflection of self, right? I mean, if your self is wobbly, you're going to open up doorways for whatever you want to open up. But for me, I just kept reinforcing that just go and, if you're scared of nanomaterials, just use ashes.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about during the meeting when Peter organized this big group, about 50 of us, right, Peter? And Fraser was talking about doing the feminine and the masculine with me. I mean, and then we brought up what Corso has been teaching us, that we ought to put the balance factor in that. Like he was saying that, Keshe was saying that we do the GANs like this, like that, and that is masculine, he said. And then we have to put the feminine side to the equation so that that's balance, and the feminine side will be the ashes. And we could make ash out of food ash, wood ash. What other ash? You put ash in your device, right? Yeah. And then we just coat the ash on the CO2, CuO, and CH3 GANs combined, and then he says just put some oil on it. That will be a binding factor as well. The oil, coconut oil, or peanut oil, or olive oil, or vegetable oil, and then just wrap the aluminum foil on it. The aluminum foil has to be coated with GANs as well, right? Yeah, or nano coated, just lightly. Fraser was saying,
in final we have everything
touch it very lightly. Yeah, and that's it. So
I mean, the simplest way to purify water, guess what? Get some ashes from a fire, dump it in your dirty water.
Yeah, it's the old method.
Yeah, this is ancient stuff. You can diffuse anybody that's talking about this AI and all. I just don't believe in all that. I mean, I realize it's a real thing, and whatever you let in, you can let in. But strength of character can hold this stuff out, and basically you can you can disarm these people when they're attacking you, saying you don't know what you're letting in and all that. Just remind them this is ancient works we're doing here.
Thank you for sharing that. We have James here. James, who's got first-hand experience with AI and all that in the Mind Labs. James, what say you about AI and what we are discussing right now about how we can block that out, or rather not have that influence our devices? What say you, James?
Yeah, well, there's always ways to break out of the mind control grid, and a lot of it has to do with using our own consciousness energy, which is thought formation. That's why a lot of light workers are immune to many of the effects. However, I do see it, even like in the light working community, there's a lot of attacks. Oh, my belief is better than yours, and and so there still seems to be an underlying factor, probably in an etheric grid. I think conscious technology such as the cache generators, the Gonzes, and of course the Neotech, and there's other modalities as well, not the only one, Oregon, all these different modalities can help us release, or I wouldn't say escape it, but just to find some relief from all this shenanigans going on the other side. But
there are many ways we can put our own protection up, and we as humans, as I don't know who said it, but we're from the outside looking in, we're royalty, and we've got to start, without our egos taking off, we've got to empower ourselves and realize that maybe royalty is a strong word, but we're all powerful, and we are much more powerful than any other entity that can come into our being. And it's you, if you choose to empower another entity, that's up to you. But you actually have the ability to disarm any other entity that can come into your space by just get your mojo working, get your toral field working, realize what energies you're letting in, let go what you don't need, take away that you can disempower negative energy so easily, but you've got to empower yourself first.
Oh, hi.
In my humble opinion.
Hang on. Oh, Peppy is with us. Well, I didn't realize that, Peppy, and I only realized that when I see you popping on chat. Oh, you have to go. I thought you would say some stuff. And JK, don't go yet. You haven't finished what you were saying when you dropped off. So do you want to finish that, because I want to wrap up this meeting now? Go on, JK. Sorry, Tom. Just need to get JK back. JK, where are you?
Sure, no problems.
Okay, I have unmuted you, JK.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not sure where I left off, and I just want to appreciate everybody that's been on the call today. From the time that I was on, it's very informative. I just want to say really quick that in the plasmatic human connection thing, I'm trying to get people to work together, so this way we can all work more effectively and efficiently, and kind of like focus in on what you do best. Like if you're into health pens and you get a group of people that are into get health pens, then boom, next thing you know, you might have a super duper health pen. But there last Sunday on the Zoom call, which was mind-blowing, to say the least, I had mentioned, something about like a mass meditation with Kai. I was a part, but on the plasmatic human connection Facebook group, there is a post. I started it because I was pushed by the people then. And so it's called, the post in that group is called Kai Speaks. And I don't know how to organize that or manage it, but you guys do a really good job. If you follow what I'm trying to say. But I wouldn't know how to set that up, Zoom or anything like that.
You're breaking up a bit there, mate.
Oh, am I? Yeah, I'm watching now. Yeah, if someone wants to go, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
you're a
can
bit crackly, but we got
Okay,
you.
I'm back. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, if the mass meditation, I call it Pi Speaks because I didn't know what to call it, but it's a post on plasmatic human connection. But I don't know how to manage it, or organize it, or set it up, or anything. But I was gonna just want to suggest to the members here. I mean, you guys do a really good job of this, and I think it would be really, really good. And I also set up like different parts of the, how to present it, like the opening and the closing, but a lot of people are suffering, and if one section of the presentation we can do like a health healing thing, and just send that out to Pi and let Pi do the rest, um, I mean, there's so many possibilities, but I don't know where to start with it.
That's a great idea.
Absolutely, yeah. That's one thing. That's when Pi is going along its lifetime, it is advancing whatever intentions you've put into it. It's advancing
Yeah.
what it's been given. So I think that's important. I also want to go back on what Leith was saying for just a second. And the people that are saying these things, Suzanne Alexander, etc., are instilling fear in people who are dealing with their MAGRAPH systems. And as far as low vibrations, fear is the lowest that you can go. And so these people installing fear in the people that are making these systems, I say, shame on you. And they got what they put into it. Whatever that was, if their systems are stealing souls or whatever, then they've gotten what they put
JK,
into it.
I think JK needs to mute his mic so we can hear you, Rob.
Okay.
JK, can you mute your, can you mute your mic, JK?
Yep.
Oh, sorry, I can mute it. Right, okay. Yeah, Robert.
Sorry, Rob.
You were so right about that. But what we don't give attention to would not exist for long anyway. So I choose to ignore that. Although it's causing quite a bit of confusion, and yeah, it's putting some suggestions into other people's minds. Those who are not, those who are actually really sitting on the fence would be really affected, unfortunately. Right. So what can we do better then? I mean, as groups like this, and Peter's group, and many other groups, shall we put our heads together and think of what we can do to make things better? Apart from, I know we are all very busy people. We are having to earn a living at the same time, and this is like a hobby, and it's not getting any income or anything like that, and we still have to live within the means of the greed. So, we have to work smart and not hard. That is taking too much of our time and energy. So if some of us here has got some creative ideas, any good ideas about what we can do to make things better, so people will do this and will make their systems with love and without fear and with unity and harmony, that would be great.
For me, it's about getting an experience of it. That's okay, buddy. People need to experience it themselves, because nobody, at least nobody that I've talked to, has just believed me off the bat, other than my wife, actually. But and at the time, I didn't believe it either until I've had these huge breakthroughs myself. But yeah, for me, it's an individual connection, and each person's going to have their own path, and they're going to need help on that path, and that's why we're out here, is to help them along the path. And I think it's a group effort, kind of, and I think what you guys have done is great.
I think it's getting a lot easier now as well. Like 2 or 3 years ago, man, trying to convince anybody that this stuff was real was impossible. Like I said, I had a cafe running for 5 years there, and anyone who walks through the door who looked like they were an open mind, I would start telling them about this stuff. And it was just falling on deaf ears. You'd more or less get that, like, yeah, all right, mate, whatever, sort of a look. Now there's just testimonies everywhere. There's all this stuff to just back it up now. In the last 6 months, more or less, it's arrived. It's there. So what you can do now, when I'm chatting to people, this inevitably comes up when I start, you know, like, what do you do, mate? And I just say, well, right now I'm looking at this, 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 and this. And they'll go, oh, all right, mate. And then I'll go, well, check it out. Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. And you can point them in the direction of all this stuff that's going to back you up now. To me, that's getting much, 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 much easier now.